All right, we're ready to begin with Mississippi State. By the way, their locker room is open at this time. We'll begin and ask Coach Howland for some general thoughts on the game. Then we'll take your questions just for the three student athletes and then excuse them back to the locker room and then finish up with Coach Howland. So, Coach, would you begin?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job digging ourselves out of two slow starts of each half. We started off slow to start the first half, got down 8-2. I thought that our bench, especially Tyson in that first half, came off, gave us a big lift, knocked down a couple big shots, got us some momentum going offensively, which was really important for us. And then I thought in the second half, I thought that Stapleton did an outstanding job, giving us big minutes off the bench, hit a couple big threes, one late in the possession, really was active on the glass. But it was a good overall team effort in terms of our field goal percentage defense. They shot 33%. Obviously, we can't take all the credit for their three-point shooting, but that's a heck of a percentage to hold a team 1 for 22 from three. That was obviously played to our favor. I thought that everybody, though, that got in the game tonight did a good job for us, especially the guys coming off the bench. So, showed our depth. I thought E.J. Datcher gave us great minutes. And then Q is very, very steady. Q is very, very consistent and played very good defense on Blakeney. I thought we played great team defense, but Blakeney was only 3 for 10 tonight, so I hope Q takes a lot of pride in that.
All right, we'll take your questions just for the student athletes at this time. If you'll raise your hand and let us get a floor microphone to you. Let's start right down in the front.
Hey, Quindary. During the first half of that game, it was a one-point game, and things were looking a little bleak for you guys until you come away with that steal at the top of the key, go all the way down with a one-handed dunk. Did you realize how much of a lift that could provide you guys at that time?
Not really. I was just trying to come out and play hard, and it happened like that, and it gave us a spark. I know we got went on like a 6-0 run, and it gave us a spark that we needed to get over that hump to get this game rolling.
Okay, hands up. Other questions for the student athletes? Okay, let's back down to the front middle.
Tyson, what got into you in that first half?
Just coming out the bench, we started off a little slow. First 5 minutes, we started off a little slow, and we needed a little spark offense, and I felt like we did a pretty good job after that.
Hands up. Other questions? All right, back down to the front.
Hey, Tyson, it seemed like you played with a lot more confidence today as far as, not hesitating with your shot and also driving to the basket. How much of a factor was your confidence level today?
I felt like my confidence was pretty high because I know that we didn't want to go home from this tournament that early, so I just want to do whatever just to help the team.
Hey, question on the left side.
For any of the three players or all three, you played Alabama twice in January, so it's been 5 or 6 weeks. How are you a different team, and what do you look for in tomorrow's game?
Tyson, you want to take that first?
We just looking to come out hard, and we know they're a physical team. We're going to try to play physical with them, and hopefully we come out with a win.
Same question for Xavion.
Like he said, we know they're physical, so we got to come out and throw the first punch and be the aggressor.
And Q, anything to add?
I'm good.
One thing I wanted to point out looking at the stat sheet here is Lamar Peters had a great game for us. When I look, he had 6 assists, 0 turnovers, 3 steals, 4 rebounds, did a lot of really important things for us. So I was really proud of these youngsters because, it's good to get a win in this tournament play. And we're playing a great Alabama team. I think Alabama is really physical, really tough. So this would be a big-time challenge for us.
Got time for 1 or 2 more for either of the student athletes? Okay, back down the front row.
Zay, LSU was able to cut the lead to 4 right there at the start of the second half. What did y'all do to kind of extend things back out?
Question was for whom? Xavier.
I think the second half we came out a little lackadaisical. We weren't playing the defense as hard as we was in the first half. So they came up, and me being on the sideline, I saw that we was being lackadaisical and really my job is to bring energy, and that's what happened. And when I brought energy, all the other guys, they fed off it, and we took off.
Got time for one more for the student athletes. Anyone? Okay, we'll excuse you back to the locker room. Thank you. And we'll continue on with Coach Howland. If you have a question for Coach Howland, raise your hand, and we'll get a floor mic to you. Let's start right in the back on the left.
Ben, you mentioned the slow starts in each half. What do you see that causes those, do you think?
Well, tonight we got a slow start in terms of trying to go inside. They were doubling the post, so they had a couple quick turnovers they forced, because that's something they haven't done in either game that we had played them. And so it caused Schneider a couple problems. We had to adjust to that. They played our ball screens a little differently in the first half, so we had to adjust to that. Second half, I thought we got off to a slow start because of our defense. I think they came out and scored multiple baskets in a row without getting stops. And, we finally got settled. And, I thought that Zay gave us, again, great minutes. When they cut it to 4, Stapleton really stepped up for us and gave us good minutes off the bench, made some big plays. And, he only had credit here as I look for it. How many offensive rebounds they give him? Only gave him 1. I felt like he had more than 1 because he was all over the offensive glass tonight. So, I won't get a chance to watch this film till after the season's over because we're on to the, Alabama film now.
Other questions for Coach? Let's go down to the front row.
Hey, Ben, as far as Schneider's production, didn't seem to get too much out of him tonight. How do you kind of get him going?
Yeah, you know what? He's just got to come back. It's a new night tomorrow. Other teammates stepped up. He's got to come out and just be aggressive and play as hard as he can, and good things will happen. Tonight, it felt like he was a step slow defensively, and so I just felt like EJ had such a good first half. We just went with him because they're not a true post player. Like tomorrow now against Alabama, they have 2 true 5-men post players, back to the basket guys in Taylor and Hall, which is a better matchup for Schneider.
Next question back on the left.
Ben, you mentioned also the Q, how consistent he is. What does that mean for a coach to know what he's going to get from a player?
Well, you know what he gives us? He gives us great effort at both ends of the floor. I think his defense is really, really coming on here the last half of the league. He's taking great pride in it. He's a very, very good player. And again, remember, he's playing through injury. His hand's been bothering him. He had a foot that was sprained, so he missed the South Carolina, or second to last game of the season. So he's played through a lot, and you got to give him a lot of credit for what he's doing to help his team.
Questions back down the front? We got 2 of them.
Hey, Ben, also with Quindary, just that first play that I asked him about, that first half play that I asked him about, I really thought that was an example of him sort of leading by example, something that this team could use him going forward, even into next season. How critical is that for this team?
Yeah, his leadership's important. He'll be, losing IJ, who really is our vocal leader. We need other guys to step up, and Q obviously is the obvious choice because of his experience and the fact that he is, one of our best players.
Down front.
3 starters without a field goal in this ball game. Any thought to making a change in the starting line? Any concern with not making a field goal?
No, I mean, I thought that other guys stepped up, and so the guys that didn't score a field goal tonight, they've got to step up and take up the slack tomorrow. And tomorrow's going to be a different game. Tomorrow's going to be, they're very physical. They pound you inside. They try to post you up. They do some different things defensively. We've got to really be ready for them and do a good job battling on the glass and getting ready for a really knockdown, drag out.
Question back on the left side. Go ahead.
Coach, just a follow-up to that. You had, I think it was 10 different players who played at least 10 minutes in this game with a quick turnaround, with a tournament setting. How can that help you going forward?
We did that kind of on Saturday too, and we played, everybody, and the only one that played extended minutes today, meaning over 30, was Q at 31, and so I think it really helps us with our opportunity tomorrow to be a little more rested than if we were playing 7 guys and they all played 30 minutes tonight, or 28, whatever.
Question back down front.
Ben, Ken, having played Alabama twice already this season, that make it scout any easier for you?
It really doesn't from the standpoint, we haven't seen them in a while. I think we played them the first game of the conference and maybe about the 7th game of the conference or 8th, something like that. And that game, IJ didn't play. And, you know, we had a chance. It was a 4-point, or about 5 minutes ago, Q hit a shot, a 3, I think, to put us up once. I remember that, 56-55. And then they kind of took over from there. So we're using, you know, our bench more. I think our guys are have more experience, and so, you know, hopefully that's going to help us here this third time around. They're a good team. They've got good players, and they're very well coached.
We have time for one or two more. Anyone? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.